But this morning, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Shirley Ayokobutri, is given details on Ghana hosting the 59th session of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government and Ghana's election to the UN Security Council. Let me take you to the Ministry of Information where the briefing is happening.
Be affected by terrorism, violent extremism, etc. He's been able to do something that has been lacking, which is sharing of information, sharing of intelligence, to be able to work together to stem these ills that plague us as West Africa. So all these experiences, I gave the example of what we've done. The president has done in Mali, and how we are shepherding the process towards back to democratic rule. All these are experiences that will be useful because we can give them first-hand information, so that it is not like some people sitting somewhere, some big powers sitting at the UN Security Council and handing down all kinds of solutions to problems. The solutions might not solve the problems. African problems have to be solved by Africa. So our voice there will be very important. AFCFTA, that less than 10% of our local businesses are aware. I'm surprised. I know for a fact that many of our local businesses are aware of the AFCFTA, and the Ministry of Trade, they have done a great job holding workshops from time to time for the different brackets of businesses to educate them on the AFCFTA, how they can take advantage of it. For us, this is very important because we cannot have the Secretariat here and not benefit. So they have a national office, and what they've done is to ensure that they are engaging at the very lowest level. When I say lowest level, I'm talking about even small-scale enterprises, how they can take it. Already, I know that some of our businesses are taking advantage of it because trading has actually started. And the Ministry of Trade are very much engaged.
Minister, I think those will be the key questions.
Yeah.
We're only hoping that you would just answer the question of benefits in tree, for the benefit of the tree stations. I know your tree is excellent, so...
Let me try. Abednego. So...
Mr. So is English.
Ehun faswo. Ghana, ya winnie bid, say, Yabeko Security Council, no so no. Ehun faswo bakune say, yen as a country, uranki yen wo peacekeeping operations, ye ranking number 10, the whole world. Inti bibia ebebwa na ye peacekeepers. Can't you help me with this?
They are not minister.
Peace support. Otherwise, I'll just continue in English.
Okay, so you say it in English quickly. I'll sum it up in tree for you.
Okay, so it will help us influence peacekeeping mandate instructions, also our peace support operations, so that they are more effective because they affect us directly as a country. We are number 10 on the list of peacekeeping. Also, Usha says 70% of insemina echo onto the Security Council. No, and somewhat efa Ghana in some to do with peace, security. Efa enya Ghana, sorry, efa Africa who here say Africa fonso ye betna table no na yeso ye de yadwen aba na ya kasa yeso ye kasa na yeso ya ka bi because ye na ade no fa ye ho nti se bibi fa wo ho a esese wo so wo ho na wo so wayiwa no na se bibi a no aka na o the solutions so aba to the issues
at stake. Mr. If you're in Kumasi, they will say Piao. I think you are done. The answer is quite clear. We'll take a very final batch. We'll take a very final batch of questions. Nancy, did I see your hand up? Okay, so Nancy, are there any takers? Colleagues, I won't come back after this round. Are there any takers?
Minister, if you ask me to speak in, can you see how
I know, right? My guy is West your tree. Nancy, let's take you.
Yes, my name is Nancy Vokania from TV3. We would like to know the current condition of Ghana-Russia diplomatic relations. But also, I would also want to know if the Foreign Ministry took charge or led the government's efforts to procure Sputnik V vaccines from Russia, and what the role of the ministry was in what some quarters have described as procuring overpriced vaccines. Thank you.
That'll be it for our questions this morning. Minister will wrap up on this point for us. Minister, some brief comments on this.
Thank you very much. Current condition of Ghana's relations with Russia, excellent. We have no problems whatsoever with Russia. Now, when it comes to engagements concerning, say, procurement or whatever, the first step is the Foreign Ministry engaging the embassy here, because Russia is represented by an ambassador. I had discussions with the Russian ambassador on Ghana's desire to purchase vaccines from Russia. Actually, it wasn't just Russia, but we did so with the Chinese as well, also with the Indians. Let's put it in this context, that it is difficult, extremely so, even if you have money to procure vaccines from the source. It is almost impossible. Because just as Ghana is looking for vaccines to buy, all nations are also looking for vaccines to buy. And so it becomes quite difficult to get vaccines even from the source. But I can assure you that we made contact and we still continue to pursue getting the vaccines. It has not been easy at all, not just for Ghana, but for any of our countries, and not just for Africa, but also for other countries around the world. Whether we were involved, yes, from the beginning we were involved, but I can assure you that it is difficult to procure vaccines directly from manufacturers. And I'll give you an example. The example of India. His Excellency the President actually made calls at his level. I made calls at my level. Apart from speaking to the High Commissioner, I made calls at my level. It was just impossible to get these vaccines. So that's what I can say. This is what you asked me, my involvement. But whatever decision government takes, the responsibility is all of us. So it's a collective responsibility, and it's a collective decision that was taken.
Now, that you just heard there, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Shirley Ayokobotri, answering that last question about her office's involvement in Ghana's desire to procure Sputnik V vaccines from Russia. You just had to give that answer. But earlier she was speaking about Ghana's election to the UN Security Council. Some 2 days ago, we knew that Ghana, Gabon, and DR Congo were vying for 2 slots available for African countries. DR Congo withdrew later, so that left Ghana and Gabon occupying the seats for 2022 to 2023. She was briefly explaining the importance of that, indicating that most of the cases discussed at that level involve Africa. So it was just important and expedient to have these 2 African countries, though having non-permanent seats there.